This video finds you because you are on the edge of, you are right at the precipice of getting ready to burst through the doors and experience all that you have really been waiting to experience. You're finally getting there, and you've been feeling it coming for some time, but you've been struggling to believe what you're feeling on the emotional side because of so much that you have experienced here in the physical. So I'm gonna pull some cards here for some belief change, so that we can realign and it's not that we're out of alignment at all, but we can be comforted by the words that are already whispering to us, from deep within. You are already aware that it is right at your door, like this. Not walking up the stairs, not driving to come to park in the parking lot. At the door with their hand up. The opportunity is right here. So, Spirit, I thank you for the focus to be able to distill these messages, Lord, and to be able to give exactly what it is that we need to hear. Thank you. So what is it that we need to understand, or what can we know now? What can we be reminded by? What can we use to support our faith? Okay. Let's see. So we have freedom, free will, and self-love. Okay, so self-love is the greatest gift of all. This is telling me, that it's important for us to focus on replenishing ourselves. If you're seeing this video, then I know that it might be hard for you to pour into yourself. Rest might have a weird definition for you, where you might only use it in order to refill yourself up to then pour yourself back out, and not as a result of just something that you naturally just deserve, regardless of if you are then pouring out after or not. So that's really something that you can rely on when anxieties start to rise, when you're having a hard time believing all that God has promised you. Pour back into yourself. Lean back on those creative pursuits. Take a walk. Listen to music. Get back into the things that, maybe you haven't had the energy or the desire to. You might find that you're regaining that curiosity within yourself. So this card says, self-love is the greatest gift of all. You are a unique expression of the divine. Know that you are connected to all that is. It's so hard sometimes to feel like what you're hearing is actually what's being told. Does that make sense? Like, you may struggle to really, you might think you're crazy. You might really think that like you're not hearing what it is that you're hearing, but I'm here to tell you, it is happening. There's a change coming about, and you are a part of the number of people who are receiving the tools to be a part of that change. It's happening for you. Let love, peace, and tranquility penetrate through your being into the world, and watch as it is reflected back at you. So that's really also why replenishing yourself is important, but it's not the only reason. But by filling yourself up on a regular basis, whether you pour out or not, you get to a place where you automatically fill yourself up whenever you see yourself kind of at a depletion, at a low level. And what that can create for you is a world that smiles back at you when you smile, because you're not seeing the world through a cracked point of view anymore. You are what is filling your cup. You are love. That's what it says at the bottom. So, yeah. It's really important right now to just fill your cup up, heart chakra, opening up that center so that you can receive the messages that Spirit is telling us right now, and then to pour them out in a selfless manner, because there's just so much of it to share. Doing this right now will really, really help you to solidify and ground in some of these times of like transformation that we're going through right now. Freedom. Okay. So I release all tears, sadness, and the attachment to closing up and playing small in order to allow my throat to open fully. I know you've been through a lot. This past year is the year of the snake. So I don't mean to diminish anyone's personal or individual stories when I say that it was a lot for everyone. This year really taught us the things that we need to let go of. And it was up to us to answer that call, to decide whether we were really done being that person, or if we were going to continue to delude ourselves and put that same costume back on. If you're seeing this message, then I want you to be encouraged by the fact that if you have made those decisions and done the shadow work, like I know you have, you are now free. You are experiencing the cracking of your old body that now releases you. And you're coming out with wings. You are free. You are free. You can hear the call. You're connected now. Bluetooth on. It's giving Bluetooth blue. So it says, I open my throat and allow myself to breathe. You can take a deep breath now. You might have shortness of breath, like anxiety attacks, where, or maybe in the past have had them where you were struggling to integrate all of what you were receiving in this environment. You were overwhelmed. And so that overwhelm translated into an anxiety attack. But now maybe you can, focus on deep breaths and recognizing that the storm is over. You have finally reached the end of, and now the beginning of something great, the end of something heartbreaking and sad and full of attachments that we were meant to let go of, but that we felt that we would be no one with, like we would be nothing without. And now we've jumped like the movie Jumper that came out in 2009. We've now jumped into the future, and we're right there. It just takes co-creation. It takes, God has done his side. Now we just have to believe. He's waiting for us to fully believe, like surrender to it. It's coming, and you're going to be ready for it. And it won't catch you by surprise, because that's not how God runs. You will be ready, and you might not think you're ready when it happens. But open your throat and allow yourself to breathe and know you were meant for this moment here. So it says, I open my throat and allow myself to breathe, to sing, to laugh, and to cry. So listen to to music. If you've been drawn more so to music recently, maybe you haven't really been into music as much as you have found yourself to be normally, but maybe it's coming back. So if you find yourself drawn to it, play those old tunes. If you have playlists from long ago, go back and listen to those and really remember, what caused you to make them, and laugh at the memories and cry at the sorrows that you were reminded of, and really absorb from a reflective point of view, and not in a way that would negatively affect you. Reflect on all that brought you to this moment, because you really were made for such a time as this. And that's such a scary statement at first, because you feel like, oh, they must know something I don't. No, you know something they don't. And you know something you don't too. Both of y'all. But if you stop trying to log on to their program of who you are, and you log in to who Spirit says you've come here to be, then you will know. You will have full knowledge of who you came here to be. And it'll be like logging on. It'll be like seeing the steps just outlined before you. I played so many PS2 games with my siblings growing up, and they used to do a lot of, in order to show you the way, it would be like a little sprite or something, like a spark that you would just follow. And it would remind you, if like it saw you idle in the game for too long, you'd see it kind of tell you where to go. I don't know why they don't do that anymore. Maybe they do, and I don't play those games anymore. I don't know. But if you quiet the noise around you with self-love, you will see that pathway open for you. My voice is an instrument through which I heal myself and others. So when you are speaking from this filled up place after you've done the work of giving yourself that self-love, and you feel free enough to be who you are, the thing that frees you even more is recognizing, like, there's no set of rules. There's no wrong answer. When you are approaching anything from the standpoint of like justice, that's all I can think of, like just diplomacy, being very diplomatic about it. Like, let's make sure that we pursue all of our options. Let's gather the information and let's make a good choice. You can do that, in structures, organizations, whatever like that, but also within yourself. You gather the information enough for you personally to come to the conclusion and use your free will to make that choice. And honestly, even if it doesn't resonate with the environment that you're in, maybe you're not supposed to be in that environment. And we cannot fear. We have to understand God is protecting us, and He is making sure that every decision, every step, if it's done using these steps, coming from a place of freedom and a centered self, He's got it. He's going to take you. It's going to go. And I say He because I traditional thinking, but it's not even, that is just that's what my physical body says to speak of the energy that I know is more ancient than anything that a masculine archetype could even begin to speak of or fit into. Anyway, I wanted to read this card. So this is the free will card. I recognize that I always have a choice and free will in any given situation. You might find that now those old wounds might start trying to scratch at your door, making you feel like you used to, people saying the same phrases that maybe you remember causing you so much anxiety or making you feel like you had to scramble to find an answer for them. But maybe now you're finding you have a sense of peace about it. That's because no matter if you know the answer or not, answering authentically will not harm the end result for you, because you can't be anybody but yourself. You shouldn't want to be. It is quite literally unraveling to do that. So, as I face my life lessons and learn from my experiences, I realize that there is never a wrong decision. Our GPSs within our bodies are real good. If you make a wrong turn, or what you feel like might be a wrong turn, but like I said, authenticity is never incorrect. It'll reroute you. And sometimes that left turn, maybe there was an accident. You never, ever know. Folk do not like driving with me because I'll sit in the car, and if I miss a turn, you won't even know. Because the way I'm just like, I'm playing my music. And if the GPS doesn't find a new place, I guess we'll be doing a U-turn, because I'm not going to crash my car to get somewhere that's obviously passing me by. I can't go there. I'm not going to try. I trust the decisions that I make, and I choose love, forgiveness, and expansion over fear and lack every time. God's telling me, like, you're finally getting to a place where being authentic is not as scary as it once used to be. You don't fear the result of you living in your truth, saying how you feel after distilling it and making sure that it doesn't come from a place of insecurity or fear. That's the key. When we really focus our energy and we no longer play into the things that folks around us are trying to force us into the roles of. This collective has likely been around people who have mashed them into these small roles without them even directly ever saying that this is what you had to do. You're freeing yourself from this. You have the choice, and you always have a choice. Be encouraged in this time. You really are, like I said at the beginning, at the precipice of something incredible. The fruits of your labor are truly coming in a bright, bright yellow basket for you. It's time. And in this time, it's important that you, almost like when you're putting a baby to sleep right before a big event or something like that. That's all I'm seeing, this vision of, like, if you imagine Spirit as the mother and you as the baby, and and you can do this too, putting the baby to sleep, letting them know, we got to rest for this next thing. We're going to be working on emotional regulation in this time, teaching you how to fill your cup and give it out before it's really time, before we're setting the stage. So when it's time for you to actually put these building blocks I'm showing you slowly, there's no test. It's not a test. It'll all come together. I'm so excited for you. And I hope that you're excited for you. I look forward to seeing you up there.